What's up, everybody? Noah Kids back here for a lot of videos for you guys. I'm shooting a total of 7 reviews for you guys, and I might even do a discussion video. I'm not quite sure, but let's get into the new Hallmark Channel original movie, Love Lights Hannukah. This is one that debuted last night, premiered last night. This has Mia Kirshner, Mary Lou Henner, who is a veteran when it comes to Hallmark movies now. She's been in every single Aurora Teagarden movie, so that's about 14, 15 of them. And this is Ben Savage. Ben Savage, if you don't know, I've heard people say it's Fred Savage. I'm sorry, this is Ben Savage. I grew up with Ben Savage. They don't even remotely look alike now. He was Corey Matthews in Boy Meets World, one of my favorite shows of all time. Mary Lou Henner, I love her to death. This is the very first Hannukah movie for Hallmark Channel. I believe it's their very first, or if it's one of their very, very few. They might mention Hannukah here and there throughout the Hallmark movies, but I don't believe they've had a movie. It's not really solely based on Hannukah, but I think this was pretty much just to say, look, we have a Hannukah movie, because she does celebrate Christmas, but I will get into that in just a little bit. As Christina, played by Mia Kirshner, prepares her restaurant for its busiest time of the year, she gets her DNA test, revealing that she's Jewish. The discovery leads her to a new family and an unlikely romance over 8 nights. Also, she is she was an orphan and she was adopted. So she didn't know who her parents were, and let's get into that part of my problems. We are going to go with the problems first, because my main problem with this movie is that portion. Normally when that's a big part of your movie, whether you're Hallmark or not, you wait until at least halfway through, or you normally wait until the last 30 minutes of the movie. No, they do it within the first ad break. They do it within the first 20 minutes of the movie. Mary Lou Henner, and this is not a spoiler. Why is it not a spoiler? Well, it was in the trailer. It was in the 30-second preview on their YouTube channel, and that they aired. Hi, Sparky. Do you want to say hello? He wants to say hello. Okay. He wants to say hello, so he can say hello. Want to say hi, buddy? Is that what you wanted? It is? Okay. Go on then. Go on, Sparky. Okay. And there's the start of the show. This is a main problem because it's in the 30-second preview that they aired during their ad breaks for other movies throughout the week. Because when they have a movie coming out, particularly around Christmas time, every single ad break, they say, hey, this movie is coming out on this weekend, this date, and this time. And let's give you a little preview of it. So they give you a little preview of it, and that was in one of the previews. That's bad marketing, because that could have been a big emotional moment, a huge emotional moment, and you ruin it within the first 20 minutes. So that's a big mismark right there. You didn't hit me with the emotion. Now, if you would have hit me with the emotion like you did a lot of people, because a lot of people were crying at this movie because of that. And I'm like, did you not see the preview? Now, it is very, very possible that they didn't see the preview. But here's the thing. The people that watch these movies watch the Hallmark Channel all the freaking time. I'm in countless Hallmark groups. And they watch every single movie. They post what they're watching. And they ask what others are watching and what we thought, what everybody else thought of this night's movie. And no one was acknowledging that the first 20 minutes, the biggest portion of the freaking plot was completely thrown out the window. She gets her DNA test back, saying she's half Jewish. Now, this is a big issue with some people. So let me go into it here. I've saw on Facebook groups that you can't find out your your heritage from a DNA test. Now, I have never tried this. I am going into this thing completely blind. One of these things says, "Dear Hallmark, there's no DNA test for being Jewish. Any more than there is a test to find out you're Catholic." So this is from another person. My wife took one a couple years ago, and it returned 99% European Jewish. It's not just a religion, it's also a heritage. So I have no idea whether that is possible or not, because one, I am neither Catholic, Jewish, and I have never tried it before. This is the big problem with the movie. You ruined the big surprise, the big reveal in your trailer. Thus, there was no emotion there. I have already been watching your channel for a while knowing that this was going to happen, and it's supposed to be a big emotional moment. And then they just come back, and all of a sudden, the mother doesn't have time to... Mary Lou Henner is the biological mother of Mia Kirshner's character. So she finds out what hospital she was born in, and when her birthday was, and that she was adopted. So it all comes together that she was the mother. She was the biological mother of her, and we find out all these big secrets that could have been the big climax of the movie, but you blew your load too early. And yes, I am comparing this to a sex scene, because if you give everything at once in that scene, then you just blew your load the rest of the movie. There's nothing here besides a pretty decent romance here and two good actors. Well, two good lead actors. The main issue is that portion of the movie. Is the first 20 minutes is supposed to build up the rest of the movie, and you don't do that. Then you get away from the big reveal that could have been what the movie was actually about, trying to figure out who your mother was. They both take a DNA test because they're curious. There is your movie. And it could have been a different story. Now, a lot of people would not have liked that. Now, here's the thing. When they come back to the romance portion, it does work, sort of. Ben Savage plays a Corey Matthews character. He's very awkward. Ben Savage plays a food critic who wrote a okay review of Mia Kirshner's restaurant. And now they're starting a little romance. They are starting to like each other a little bit. He celebrates Hannukah. He doesn't know what they do during Christmas. So this does have Christmas in it. So I'm counting this as a Christmas movie. This does have Christmas in it. Because she celebrates Christmas. They are decorating a Christmas tree and listening to Christmas music in one of the scenes. So that counts to me as a Christmas movie, but this is also a Hannukah movie. So this is the Jewish version of Christmas. I mean, you're technically celebrating the same thing, Jesus and everything. This is a movie that really frustrated me with the first 20 minutes. I know it's not going to really get a lot of people mad, but it kind of gets me a little bit, because when you're a movie critic, you gotta look for problems. And when you can't get past this problem, and when you know how a movie is supposed to go and how a movie is supposed to be written and done, then you blew your load too early for me to actually care about anything else besides the romance. They try to add everything else, like, oh, what am I going to get my new biological daughter for Christmas? What am I going to get her? Is she going to fall in love with this guy? And they just completely throw away the big emotional reveal that could have made you cry within the first 20 minutes of just having dinner and finding out, hey, look, I'm your biological mother, and I was actually married before. That's all thrown away within the first 20 minutes, and nobody cares about it the rest of the movie because you blew your load too early. There is my short little review. And also, before I give my personal grade, I am not giving this a scathing review. I quite enjoyed this movie. But when you get into that portion of the movie and actually start to think about it in a critic's sense, and actually start to use your brain and not just turn your brain off and be like, oh, this is a romance movie. Let's get into the romance. Come on, come on, come on. No, you could have had a big, hard-hitting drama. Ben Savage is very charming in this. He plays a Corey Matthews character in this. He's very charming. He doesn't know when to shut up. He's very awkward at times. And I like Ben Savage a lot. The problem with Ben Savage is he's Ben Savage. He doesn't know. He's a very good actor. He's a very good actor. The problem is he doesn't do a lot, because to a lot of people he's only going to be Corey Matthews. Just like, well, Danica McKellar has broken out of that. She was only going to be Winnie Cooper from The Wonder Years, and then she started doing the Hallmark movies and some R-rated sex comedies. And now she's purely doing Hallmark. And that is her genre now. That is what she does, and she's very good at it. She hasn't made a bad movie. She hasn't done a bad movie or an okay movie. She's done good movies all the way through. When you do a role that cements your career, it's very hard to break out of that role. I mean, look at Elizabeth Berkley. She tried to do that with Showgirls. When in the show that made her, she played a big feminist and was against sex, nudity, drugs, drinking, everything. She was against everything. And then she did Showgirls. Yeah, you're an actress, but here's the problem. You don't go and do something completely different from what your actual character was, from what everybody knew you from. Candace Cameron Bure, sticking with Hallmark. She was DJ Tanner. That's what made her, and she knows that, and she owns up to it. She knows that that's what made her career. Then she did Hallmark movies. She started doing Hallmark movies, and then Fuller House came around. Now she's DJ Tanner again. But she's known as DJ Tanner and the Hallmark actress. I'm sorry, but Ben Savage is only known as Fred Savage's brother and Corey Matthews. And God bless him. He will own up to it. He knows that that's what made his career. And he's still getting royalties from that series. Guarantee you. I wish he would just give a little bit more to like a dramatic portion. Because to me, he's just playing Corey Matthews. That's what he's doing. And I think they wrote him like that. I think they wrote it just for him. Love Lights Hannukah is a frustrating movie. Because in the first 20 minutes, now the acting's good. There's actual chemistry between the two characters. But the first 20 minutes, and just the way that they wrote Ben Savage's character and the way he portrayed it, I liked it. I loved his performance. I loved it. But I just wanted something different from him. I wanted him to play a different type of a role instead of a goofy, awkward character. Now, he does his line delivery a lot better because he's grown as an actor. This movie was frustrating. It's not in my top 10 of the year for Hallmark Channel movies. It's definitely, it could be in my top 10 of Christmas movies this year from Hallmark, but it's just a very frustrating one. I'm going to give Love Lights Hannukah a B+. It would have been given a way higher grade if you would have given me a little bit of time to care for the characters. Giving me the big reveal either halfway through or at the ending, because I don't know these characters. I don't care for these characters yet. Why am I going to care if she's the actual mother? Because the first one of the first lines in the actual movie from Mia Kirshner is, "I am adopted. I don't know my biological mother." Then they blow their load too early. There's my short little review of Love Lights Hannukah. Stay tuned for more reviews. I will have reviews for The Family Stone, It's a Wonderful Life, The Muppets Christmas Carol, Disney's A Christmas Carol, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, and A Christmas Story, and A Christmas Story 2. So I will see you guys for those reviews very, very soon.